Hi, so in this video, I'm going to be telling you how you can have a fully funded scholarship to study at Oxford University for free. So basically, how you can get paid to study at Oxford University for free. So Oxford University is the most prestigious university in the world. In fact, so far this year, the Times World University Rankings has classed Oxford as the best university in the world, but also Forbes World University Rankings also classed Oxford University as the best in the world. So this is a world-class university, and so you and I can definitely conclude, considering all the evidence, that this is the best university on earth. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you about the scholarship that is currently open. In fact, the fact that you found this video right now is not a coincidence. It's on purpose, because this applications to this particular scholarship are currently open. They've only just opened applications, so this is the time to apply. So basically, I'm going to be telling you who this scholarship is for. I'm going to be telling you what you get when you're successful, and I'm going to be telling you what the requirements are. How do you apply, and how do you get chosen, selected, and how can you actually enhance your chances, improve your chances, increase the chances of you getting selected, getting chosen for this scholarship. So you want to watch this video till the very end, because you need to get all the details to make sure that you apply for this scholarship and get selected, because studying at Oxford, it's going to open the best opportunities that you're ever going to need to excel and thrive in your entire life and career. So it's not only about that personal development, but it's also the career development, because when you look at data and statistics, you see that the top world leaders, the most professionally successful people, many of them have actually studied in these top universities like Oxford. So if you look at just here in the UK, you look at the people that work in top jobs, basically politicians and the BBC and all of that, most of them have been to a university like Oxford. So there's no reason why you and I obviously cannot go there. And while there is many people believe that you've got to be very, very wealthy to study in a university like Oxford, but that's not really the case, because many people actually do study in these universities fully funded, so they're not actually paying anything. But it's all about you having the information, it's all about you having the details, it's all about you having a network of people that can tell you about these opportunities. And look, that's why I'm here, and that's why you're watching this. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do hit subscribe, turn on the notification button, because you want to be the first to be notified when I drop content like this: how to move to the UK, changes to rules and immigration laws in the UK. Career progression is something that I'm particularly passionate about, and I have a coaching and mentorship program for nurses, carers, student nurses in the UK, how to progress to the next level. So if this is something that you're keen on, you need to get in contact with me. And by the way, before I even continue, I want you to have your pen ready, have a book ready, because I want you to be taking notes. I want you to write down everything that I'm saying so that you can then implement this, because I don't want this to just be another YouTube video that you're going to watch and be like, oh yeah, that was really good, and then that's the end. No, I need implementation. And so I'm going to give you one more task. I want you to drop a comment in the comment section to say, Melvis, I will implement. That is then a promise that you're making to me, and having that accountability to know that, look, you're going to implement this, and I'm not just doing these videos for to occupy space here on YouTube, because I want you to succeed. I want you to thrive. I want you to excel. I want you to have access to the best opportunities, whether you've got money, whether you can afford it financially or not. It's about having those equal opportunities, and people like you and I, we can take advantage of scholarships like this to be able to thrive, to be able to get to those world-class universities which we wouldn't probably otherwise be able to access. So please, this has nothing to do with this scholarship doesn't consider how much you earn. Are you poor? Are you rich? No, it just gives everybody an equal chance to be able to thrive. So first, let's get into the content. So who is this scholarship for? So this scholarship is for anybody. Basically, you can be an international student, you can be based in Africa, you can be in Asia, you can be in America, you can be in Europe. It really doesn't matter where you are eligible to apply for this particular scholarship. So there are no restrictions in terms of any other sort of criteria. Anybody who applies is eligible. which is the best thing about this particular scholarship, because some of the scholarships need like residency requirements. For example, you've got to be in the UK, or you've got to be British, or you've got to be from the Commonwealth, or by the way, if you're from the Commonwealth, there's a video that I did about scholarship for Commonwealth citizens. It's still open now. Applications are still open, so you want to check that out as well in the channel once you've finished watching this video. So this scholarship is available to everybody, and there are 200 places available. So 200, that's a large number. So if you're here now watching this video, you are part of the 200. There's no reason why you cannot make it to that 200. That is a very large number. So you want to make sure that you're applying for these opportunities. You want to make sure that you're not putting yourself out, because you are capable of actually succeeding, of thriving, of excelling, and being chosen for this particular post. So anybody can apply, so there are no restrictions. Then the next requirement, obviously, is that this scholarship is available for master's programs as well as PhD programs. So in fact, Oxford University has said that the scholarship is basically available for 12,000 master's courses. So 12,000 master's courses, that is a large number. So whether you're, in healthcare, you're in IT, you're in, fashion, you're in the media, whatever role you have, surely you're going to have a course that is of interest to you out of these 12,000 courses. So Oxford University has placed 12,000 master's courses that are eligible, for this particular scholarship. So again, no matter the course you want, obviously, you're going to find it there, and there are no restrictions. You don't have to be in healthcare or in IT or in technology. It's really just, one of those 12,000 courses. And this scholarship, the master's programs, are available for 1 year or 2 years. So you can either apply for a master's program that is for 1 year or 2 years, and it will be fully funded. So those master's programs are fully covered, they are fully funded by this particular scholarship. And also for PhDs. So if you're doing a PhD, all the PhDs that are eligible for this particular scholarship are either 3 years or 4 years long, which means that if you're applying for a PhD that is 4 years, you're going to be funded for the entire duration of that PhD. So if you choose 3 years, it means you're going to be funded for 3 years. If you choose a PhD that is 4 years, then you're going to be funded for 4 years. So this is such a good opportunity. If you've already got a degree, obviously it's not available for undergraduate students. So if you haven't got a degree in anything, you're not eligible to apply, because this scholarship is only available for master's programs as well as PhD programs. So you just have to bear that in mind, that if you don't have a degree, you need to get a degree first, and then just, check if the scholarship is still available at the point when you have a degree. But for now, they've only just opened applications to this particular scholarship now. And obviously, because you've watched till now, I'm going to tell you that the application deadline, so the deadline for you to apply is on the 20th of January next year. So that's the deadline for the scholarship. But obviously, you don't want to wait until, the deadline before you're applying. You want to apply ASAP. So make sure that you're the first on the queue, to make sure that you've got enough time as well to put in a really strong application. And obviously, you want to watch this video till the end, because I'm going to be talking later on about how to really enhance your chances of getting chosen, of actually being successful for this particular scholarship. So again, like we were saying, it's available for master's programs. There are 12,000 different master's programs across all the different subjects that are eligible to apply for this particular scholarship. Also, there are PhD programs, all between 3 and 4 years. You're fully funded for the entire duration. So now I'm going to tell you, what do you actually get if you're, well, I don't want to say if, when you're successful applying for this particular scholarship. So when you're successful, you're going to get your tuition fees fully paid for you. So you have you'll be studying at Oxford University without needing or having to pay any tuition fees at all. And I'm going to tell you that studying in the UK is very, very expensive. The UK is one of the most expensive places to study for a postgraduate program. Just to put this into perspective and bring in some data just in case you're not aware. So if you're a UK student, you're going to be paying around £9,000 per year to study in any UK university. This is if you're a UK citizen, obviously considered as a home student, which means to be considered as a home student in the UK, you either need to have your British citizenship or you need to have indefinite leave to remain. That's when you're considered as a home student for fee payment purposes. So you'll be paying around £9,000 per year. But if you're not a home student, which means that you don't have any of these two criteria that we've discussed, you will be considered as an international student. If you're considered as an international student in the UK, in fact, the cheapest university that I know for international student is just over £13,000 in tuition fees per year. But most universities charge about £17,000 per year for international students. And this is just if you're doing like a normal course. Obviously, depending on the course you're doing, it can go over to 20 something thousand pounds per year. But if you're looking at a course like medicine, in fact, I've got a friend of mine who is currently studying medicine, in one of the universities in the UK, and she's paying £37,000 per year to study medicine. If you think of the fact that medicine is a course that is 5 years, if you're paying £37,000 for 1 year to study medicine, how much are you going to pay for the 5 years? And that's why having opportunities, scholarship opportunities like this, it's so life-changing. It's an opportunity that is worth taking. You want to make sure that you put yourself, forward. If you've wanted to study in the UK and you haven't got the means, these are the sorts of opportunities that you need. I want you taking notes and making sure that you're applying for this scholarship. You're implementing this. And again, if you haven't left a comment, leave a comment in the comment section to say, Melvis, I will implement, so that I'll hold you accountable, so that I can chase you up and say, hi, this is December now. Have you applied for the scholarship? What are you up to? What are you doing? So, those are the things that you get. So you get your tuition fees fully paid for you. So you've got no fees whatsoever to pay for the entire duration of your course. And then you also get a maintenance grant. So a grant just means that you don't need to pay it back, or a bursary, but it means that, it's money that is given to you for free. It's not like a loan, that you have to pay back. So this is money that you get for free. So if you're successful, when you're successful, I like to use when, not if. When you're successful, you get your tuition fees fully paid, and then you also get a maintenance bursary. So you may be thinking, oh, Melvis, but if I'm getting this money for maintenance, how much is it exactly? Well, that's what we're talking about now. So basically, because of inflation, the amount kind of changes most times. So what they are doing is paying you according to the living standards over in Oxford. And as you know, Oxford is a very historic city in England. It's about 1 hour away from London. So it's obviously, England is part of the UK. So it's a very, very historic and prestigious city. Not the cheapest place, obviously, to live. And that's why the scholarship actually does take that into consideration. And they pay you, in line with inflation, which means that if, for example, you need, I don't know, £20,000 per year to live in Oxford, you will get £20,000 per year when you're successful for this particular scholarship, which is an amazing opportunity, because you know that you're going to be studying. You don't need to worry about those tuition fees. But not only that, you don't also need to worry about your living costs, your rents. What are you going to eat? Have you got money for food, transportation? You don't need to worry about all of that. And these are challenges that all of us face, as students in the UK. If you've studied in the UK, and you've self-funded, which means you're paying your own tuition fees, you know how challenging this is. I studied in the UK as an international student. I studied nursing, and in fact, I paid £10,000 per year for my course. This was in 2011, and at this time when I was paying this amount of money, obviously UK students were not paying anything for nursing courses, so which is why I was paying 10,000. But the same university now charges about £20,000 for their nursing course. So you can imagine that if you're having to pay £60,000 to study nursing for 3 years, that is a lot. So scholarships like this are such a good opportunity, and that's why I'm so passionate about looking for these opportunities so I can bring them to you, because these are things that some of us never had when we were looking to study in the UK. I didn't know about scholarships. I didn't know about any of these things. And if I had known, maybe I would have saved myself the £30,000, that my mom had to support me to pay, because I could never have been able to afford £30,000 to study in the UK if I had to pay that myself, obviously. So many of us, as students, we really cannot afford these amounts of money. So we're relying on loans, or we're relying on relatives to support us through this process. But if you've got a scholarship opportunity like this, to study, especially in a very prestigious university like Oxford, please, you do want to take it. You want to make sure you're implementing. Again, you've watched till now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you want to hit subscribe. You want to turn on that notification button, because you want to be the first to be notified when I drop a new video every time, all about career progression in the UK. Because look, I know that moving to the UK is something that millions of people are looking to do. People are interested in moving to the UK, but the easiest way to move is by through the study route, or if you're coming to work. So having an opportunity like this is going to enable you to move to the UK in a way that is not so financially crippling, for you. Or it may even be that you haven't got the finances at all, but then this gives you that opportunity. But I'm really interested in what happens when you get to the UK. So you're not in the UK, so what? But again, I'm going to make sure that I get those best opportunities, bring them to you. If you're still out of the UK, you're still trying to progress. And even if you're in the UK, you want to make use of these opportunities. You want to make sure that if you need support applying, obviously, you can always contact me, because that's what I do. Like I said, I've got a private coaching and mentorship program where I support with things like this, as well as career progression for nurses. So if you're a carer in the UK and you're looking for ways of progressing, you want to do something else, you want to change your job, you just want to find out what opportunities are there for you, then I'm your girl. If you're a nurse, and you're thinking of specializing, you're thinking of how to earn more money, you're thinking of, how to just be productive, because sometimes career progression is not just about earning more, it's also about improving your own skills within the area where you're working, within the job that you're doing, so that you become more productive and you become more confident as well, because that is all part of career progression. Is not only earning more, it's just that productivity. If you're struggling with time management, you're struggling with how can you structure this, prioritize your patients, I can take time. We have weekly live sessions to talk you through those challenges, to support you. It's ongoing support, obviously, because career progression is not something that happens in a day. You don't learn those things in a day. It's an ongoing relationship. It's an ongoing journey that you and I will have. You're also going to have the opportunity to meet other members of the program who can also support you, share their own experiences, and we just learn from each other, support each other, hold each other's hand, and make sure that we're succeeding together, we're thriving together. Because if only one of us is succeeding, that's not very helpful. We need, every one of us needs and deserves, to thrive. You deserve to be in a job that you enjoy. You deserve to be in a position that you feel proud to be in, that you feel that that is the right place for you, if you get what I mean. So that is my purpose. That is my motivation. That is my vision, to make sure that I'm supporting you through that journey and you have everything that you need. So we've talked about what you get, obviously, once you're successful. And because you've watched it now, I'm going to tell you actually that when you're applying, the best thing about applying for this particular scholarship position is that you only apply once. When I say you apply once, like in some universities, you need to apply for the actual course separately, and then you apply for the scholarship separately. But what Oxford has done for this particular scholarship is that when you apply, so when you put in the name, so that's Clarendon scholarship, that's the name of the scholarship. Again, you've watched is I think I'm like 18 minutes into the video, and so you're still watching, so thank you for staying. And because you've stayed, this particular scholarship is called Clarendon scholarship. So when you go to Oxford University, you put that in, the courses obviously come up, and when you apply for the course, it automatically enrolls you into the scholarship, which means it automatically considers you for the scholarship. So you don't have to make two separate applications. It's only one application that you do, but that application covers you for both admission to that course and also consideration for the scholarship position. So that makes it really, really easy, and you don't need to then think of the course separately as well as the scholarship. No, it's one application that you're doing, but then that is making you eligible for both, both the course that you've chosen as well as the scholarship itself. And so this is only for Oxford University. So it's really easy to search. If you just go to Google and you put a Clarendon Scholarship, Oxford University, it's going to come up and you can check the course that you want. But obviously, you want to watch the video till the end, because I'm going to be telling you how you can enhance your chances of being successful through the scholarship, to make sure that you put yourself in the best possible position ahead of all other candidates, so that you're chosen among the 200 people that are going to be selected for this scholarship. Again, I'm going to remind you that the closing date for this particular scholarship is the 20th of January. So it's not a coincidence that you're seeing this video right now. It's because the scholarship is actually open. They only just opened it last week. So which is why I'm doing this video today. So please, I do want you to implement this. If you haven't left a comment, leave a comment in the comment section to say, Melvis, I will implement. Like the video, because it lets me know that you're enjoying the content. It lets me know that you want more of this content, so that I can make more videos about scholarship opportunities in the UK, so that you can apply and have the opportunity to study for free in some of these prestigious countries and prestigious institutions such as Oxford. So like we've said, when you apply for the scholarship, obviously it automatically enrolls you both to the course as well as the scholarship itself. So you do want to make sure that you're checking the courses that you want. Again, there are 12,000 master's courses and so many PhD courses that are eligible. Just put Clarendon Scholarship, Oxford University, and all the details will come out. So now we're still talking about the requirements. So we've already said that anybody can apply. There are no restrictions with nationality or where you're resident. So if you're out of the UK, you're still eligible. If you're here, you're eligible as well. So when you're applying for this particular scholarship, there is a criteria, obviously, that are going to use to choose who the best candidate is. So there are two main criteria that are going to be used. The first one is your academic ability. As you know, Oxford University doesn't come on top in the world every year for nothing. It's because of its academic excellence. It's because of how they choose their candidates. They are handpicked, well selected, elite people who are academically really, really good. So that is a main criteria, your academic ability. So if you've got a degree, obviously an undergraduate degree, and you've had or a master's degree, if for your undergraduate you've got, say, a first class, obviously you're going to score more points if you've got a first class. Then if you've got a second class upper division, you're obviously going to score points as well, but not as much as somebody who's got a first class. If you've got a 2-2, which is a second class lower division, obviously you're going to score fewer points than somebody who's got a second class upper division, and fewer points than somebody who's got a first class. So yes, if you are studying right now and you're thinking that the points you have don't matter, the academic qualification you come up with doesn't matter, I'm telling you that it does matter, because as you progress in your career, opportunities like this will come up. And if you did well in school, then you have a better chance of succeeding, of excelling. So if you're watching this and you're still studying, please take it very seriously. Put in all the effort that you can. If you can't get that first class, it is well worth it. If you are watching this on behalf of a relative, of a friend, of a family member, if you've got people who are studying, please encourage them. That is well worth getting the best grade. It's not just about coming out of school, with whatever you can achieve, because nobody knows tomorrow what opportunities are going to be there. So if you do well today, it's going to impact on your entire career. Because imagine that going to Oxford University, it gives you endless opportunities. It gives you access to job opportunities that, those of us who studied in normal UK universities, it's hard to get to those positions. And I'm saying this from data, I'm saying this from research, I'm saying this from evidence. When you look at the career pathway, career trajectory for people who've studied in all these universities like Oxford, Cambridge, Stanford, you see that they have something in common. They get the top jobs most of the times. We cannot argue whether it's fair or not. I don't know, I'm no judge, but that is a reality of life. That is how it works. So you want to make sure that you apply for this opportunity, put yourself forward, and make sure that you get the best, because again, it's going to open loads of opportunities for you. So like we're saying, academic ability is going to be the top criteria. It's going to be the main thing that they're looking at. You need to make sure that you get your transcripts as well. So you need to get your degree certificate, get your transcript, from wherever you've studied. Obviously you should have that information. If you haven't got it, you can just request from whichever universities you studied at, so that they can provide those documents for you, because you need that when you're applying for the scholarship. And also, one thing I'm going to say is, obviously these are things that you're going to need irrespective of the course that you're applying for. But when it comes to certain specific courses, they may have one or two other requirements that are specific to that course. But the things that I'm mentioning in this video are things that you definitely need for any of those courses. So if you're wanting to study a course that has, I don't know, an internship or things like that, they may have an additional requirement to say, oh, have you got this, have you got that? So that's just so that you're aware. But once you go onto the website, Clarendon Oxford University Scholarship, you're going to see, and you choose a particular course obviously that you want, you're going to see the specific requirements for that particular course. But again, like I say, what I'm saying now goes across all the different courses. So obviously you need your academic ability. The better you've performed, the higher the chances that you're going to be chosen. Obviously, again, it's Oxford. Forbes World University Rankings has said that that's the best university so far this year. It's always in the top 3 world best universities. Quite famous, quite a historic city to live in and to just visit as well. So another requirement that you need 3 references. So that's why I always say, if you're not working, you need to be doing some voluntary work. You need to always keep yourself busy. You need to be doing something to support other people. It doesn't matter the capacity. It doesn't matter how small. You may think it's small, but if you're supporting those people, it means that you can use things like that as references. Because to have a reference, it doesn't always have to be that is from like a paid employer. Just to give an example, it could be where you've done voluntary work from your employer, from your previous university. This is why you want to maintain a good relationship with people where you're working. Very important. Make sure that you're respectful, you're treating people with dignity, with respect. If you're leaving a job, it doesn't matter why you're leaving, you always have to leave with a good spirit. You always have to leave, thank the people for the support that I've given you, even if they've been unsupportive, because opportunities may come in the future and you need references from those people to say that you worked with them. So that's why you want to keep a good relationship with every single institution that you've studied at and every single place that you've worked in, because you don't know what the future holds. It may be, because if you need 3 references, for example, for the scholarship, which you do need, they need references. So you need to make sure that you keep, if you're watching this and you're already in the UK, very, very important. If you're a nurse, you need to be building a good relationship with the people you're working with. Don't say, oh, I'm just here to do my own thing. No, you don't want to do that. You want to be a good colleague. You want to be a team player. You want to be somebody where when somebody sees your name and sees that you're at work, they feel like, oh yeah, I can't wait to go into work, and they don't feel like you should ring off sick. So again, if you watched up till now, well done. There are more tips I'm going to be telling you in the next section, how you can then enhance your chances as well of securing the scholarship, of being chosen among these 200 privileged people that are going to have the opportunity to study for free in a prestigious university like Oxford. So you need references, you need your transcripts from university, you need your degree certificate. So whether you're doing a master's or PhD, you need to have the relevant certification for the particular level that you've done. Obviously, like I said previously, undergraduate students are not eligible to apply, because this scholarship only covers master's programs, which are between 1 to 2 years, or PhD programs, which are between 3 to 4 years. And the funding that you get covers the entire duration of the course. So if you choose a master's program that is 1 year, you're going to get funding for 1 year. If you choose a master's program that is 2 years, you will get funding for 2 years. And the funding covers your tuition fees, the full tuition fees, as well as your maintenance when you're living in Oxford. So another requirement is having a statement of purpose. So a statement of purpose is similar to like a personal statement, when you're applying for jobs. So a statement of purpose is literally you saying why are you the best candidate for this particular course? Why are you applying to study at Oxford University? What are you going to bring to the university? What do you think you're going to get out of the university? And one important tip I'm going to give you is that when you're looking at all of this, always try to think global. Always try to think outside of yourself. Always try to think ahead of your time. Because try to think, okay, if, when I'm chosen for this scholarship and I succeed through my course in Oxford, what could I become? What impact could I have in the world? What impact could I have on Earth? How could I support the planet? How could I support the environment? You want to be thinking in terms of that, because the wider you can think, the better your statement of purpose is going to be. Because I can assure you that if your statement of purpose is demonstrating that you're going to have a wider impact across the world, you're more likely to be chosen. But if it's very focused on me, 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 so that's yourself, yes, you want to talk about yourself, you want to talk about, but you want to be, you want to be, think of the world. You know what I mean? Think of the world. Think of what is the world actually going through now. COVID, for example, has been a big subject. If you're studying a particular course, is there any impact that you're going to have, you know, on, I don't know, infection control? Is there any impact that you're going to have in supporting and helping with any aspect of the planet that is going to make the planet a better place for humans to live or animals to live, depending on what course you're choosing and what perspective you're seeing? So scholarships like this are not really meant to be narrow-minded. You need to be really expansive and think wide and far for you to be considered, because the person who can demonstrate that they're going to have the biggest impact if they are chosen, and when they are chosen, is likely going to succeed. So apart from the academic ability, this is now the second criteria, which is the statement of purpose, which is basically you explaining to Oxford University why you're the best candidate to be accepted onto that course, and most importantly, to get funding for this particular scholarship. So you need to make sure that there are no errors whatsoever, because I think that if I was, I don't know, a lecturer at Oxford, the least I would want to see on somebody's statement of purpose, spelling errors. You don't want to see that. um you don't want any sort of errors. You want to make sure that you cut your T's, you dot your I's, everything is on sleek, everything is on point, because that's going to be just the first impression. Because when I look at your personal statement, even just the presentation of it, what font size are you using? Have you done everything in capital letters, for example? How does it feel to you reading a statement of purpose if it's all in capital letters? If it's bold, for example, these are just examples I'm putting just so that you can think wider and kind of put all of this into perspective. So you want to make sure that the person reading that statement of purpose is in the best mood possible, because they're going to think, oh my goodness, Melvis, this is exactly who we want. That's what you want. That's the kind of vibe you want to give when they are reading your statement of purpose. You want them to be like, oh my goodness, yes, this is who we need, just by reading it. You don't want too much, should we take you, should we not? You don't want that. You want, to give a perfect impression, because studying in this university is not going to come, by just putting something random together and submitting it. No, you need to be very intentional. And that's why I'm saying you don't want to wait until the 20th of January, when applications are closing, to start rushing to put anything together. You want to start today. That's why I'm doing this video. That's why you have found this video. It's not by chance that you found this video. It's because you're meant to be one of those 200 people that are chosen to study, excel, thrive, and be an alumni of Oxford University. Can you imagine how prestigious that's going to be? Can you imagine how you would just feel, talking about it, just going to interviews? And, it makes a huge difference, because like I said previously, whether we like it or not, we cannot stop the fact that people that study in these prestigious universities have better opportunities than, many of us who studied in normal universities. That's the reality of life. And it doesn't matter what course you study, you seem to still be so successful. Just the fact that you've been to that university and you've got that on your CV as an alumni. So you want to make sure that your statement of purpose isn't sleek. If you're choosing a course, make sure that if you've done any voluntary work, please, I'm somebody who's passionate about voluntary work, supporting the society, supporting the community, and that's why I bring you this information. That's why I want you to implement this. And if you haven't left a comment, leave a comment below saying, Melvis, I will implement. Very important. I need to know that you are enjoying this content. I need to know that it's relevant to you. I need to know that you're implementing the things. And also, if you like the video, then I know that you want more content like this. And I'll make sure that I bring to you all the best scholarship opportunities that are available, for you to thrive, for you to excel, for you to continue to achieve your personal and career goals. So please, when you're writing your statement of purpose, get someone else to read it. If you're part of my private coaching program, and you're interested in things like this, obviously you just need to reach out to me. Let me know that you're keen. Just look at the website, Clarendon Oxford Scholarship. See what criteria they are. Have a look to decide if there's any particular course that you would like, because you need to have a course that is going to resonate with you, that's going to add value. And the more passionate you are about that particular course, the more likely you are to succeed, to excel, to thrive, and to be chosen amongst the 200 lucky, fortunate, privileged candidates that are going to be studying, at Oxford University through these courses. So please, again, it's not a coincidence you found this. We've talked about the criteria. So just to have a summary of it, this scholarship is available for all. It doesn't matter your nationality, it doesn't matter where you're resident, it doesn't matter your race, your ethnicity, you are eligible. It doesn't matter where you're resident, obviously you're eligible, but it has to be for master's programs and PhD programs. So if you're looking to study an undergrad, so you've just done your A levels, you cannot apply for this Clarendon scholarship. You need to have had a degree already and looking to studying a master's program or a PhD. And then the funding is going to cover your full tuition fees as well as your maintenance while you're studying at Oxford. So, and obviously it's in line with inflation, which means that if the cost of living in Oxford is 20,000 per year, you will be getting £20,000 per year to support you through that journey, to support you through your time. Because Oxford, I can tell you, is not the cheapest city in England. It's a beautiful historic city. I visited quite a few times. So these are the main things. Your academic ability, make sure that it's on fleek. You've got your transcript, you've got 3 references, and then also make sure that you've got your statement of purpose. And because you've watched till now, I'm going to give you one more tip. The statement of purpose is 1,000 words. You need to write at least 1,000 words explaining why you've chosen this course, why you've chosen the university, why you're the best candidate, and the impact that selecting you to do this course is going to have. What impact are you going to have in the world and the environment, your own life, your country, your people, mankind, animals, the culture? You need to be able to demonstrate all of that beautifully. In your English needs to be on sleek. Like I said, you need to make sure there are no spelling errors. You need to cut your T's, dot your I's, make sure that you get somebody to double read, double check what you've written, use the right font size, make sure that it's easy and comfortable for somebody to read. Because if someone's reading a personal statement, you want to put them in a good mood. You want that person to be feeling comfortable. You want that person to simply look at it and be able to read it clearly. Use a good font size and also use something that is really, really legible. And then obviously, once you check the particular course that you want, there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 other criteria that are specific for that particular course. Again, just make sure that you've got them. Please share this with friends, family, colleagues, well-wishers who can benefit from this. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button, check out my coaching and mentorship program if you need support, obviously, with things like this, career progression in the UK. Because for me, like I said, when I moved to the UK, it wasn't just about, oh, I'm here now and I'm sorted and I'm settled. No, it was more about, yes, I'm in the UK, so what? Yes, I'm in the UK, then what? Yes, I'm in the UK, what else is there for me? So you want to be making sure that you're applying for these scholarships, you're applying for these opportunities, you're putting yourself forward, and yes, you're capable. Why not? If there are other people that are succeeding through and studying, for free, in fact, being paid to study, why not you? That's why I'm bringing this information to you. That's why I'm holding you accountable, making sure you implement. And I'm going to be checking these comments in the comment section and making sure that you have applied for this particular scholarship. Not only that, but you're following through with the deadlines and information about a particular course that you're interested in applying for, because these are once in a lifetime opportunities that you really do not want to miss, because studying in such a prestigious university is not something that is going to come every single day. So please make sure to keep an eye on the deadline. Start applying today, right now. Again, it's not a coincidence that you found this video. It's because you're destined to be able to succeed and go through this scholarship, have that impact in the world, in life. If you're into animals, you're into people, you're into other planets, there's all sorts of things that you can improve in life to just make life more habitable, to just make life more conducive, and to just make the world a better place, because this is what it is. We've gone through a difficult time with COVID-19, and just being alive now, especially for someone like me who is a nurse who's worked through COVID, it's like, wow, I feel so grateful. So you want to make the most of the opportunities. You want to make sure that you're not leaving anything to chance, and you're implementing this, because it's not just another YouTube video that you're watching. So keep watching. Check the other videos in the channel that I've done about other scholarships, working in the UK, looking for jobs, looking for visas, and make sure that you're applying for these opportunities. Keep watching, and I'll see you in the next video.